The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
You thought that was funny.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
You were laughing like a hyena when he said it.
98.
What the hell is wrong with you?
K-U-P-D. I am Omicron.
I love the name of the new one. Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's the Morning Sickness. It's 5:45. We all feel like garbage because 4 days off makes you realize how much you hate this. There's Brady.
Hey.
There's Bret. And I think Toledo's here somewhere. Yeah, Omicron. Well, you can't even have a nice 4-day weekend without somebody going, hey, by the way, did you watch the news? Omicron's here. It's the bigger, stronger, faster version from Africa. Where'd we hear that before?
New and improved.
Next thing you know, it's like the WNBA. It's ruining everything. Yeah, so
he's going to dominate college basketball.
That's exactly what it is. It's definitely going to come on, and it's going to change hockey for sure. It's up in Canada now. That's all I heard about the whole weekend. Omicron. They didn't even name it. They didn't even have a name till Friday, and now it's the most deadly thing ever. 10, 20 different variants of COVID. You will probably die from Omicron. But it sounds Transformer, so enjoy the holidays.
Was that the next one up, the next name?
I don't know. That's the next coolest thing. The next coolest thing they could call it, I think.
It's like tornadoes. They have names just lined up.
But it's alphabetical in the Greek alphabet. But I don't know what D to O is, because Delta was the last I'd heard of.
Yeah, maybe it is Omicron.
There must be a whole bunch in between. I don't know. The Greek alphabet. I'm not Greek. What do I need that for? I'm not an idiot, and I'm not Greek. So
I thought Epsilon was up next.
I think Epsilon was already a variant.
Okay.
We had the Epsilon
Delta,
one.
Epsilon.
That's great. The knowledge of your...
Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon.
You're killing it, kid.
And I thought it went to...
Mega Mu. Mega Mu.
Mu is...
We had a Mu. Yeah. We had a Mu variant.
Okay.
Tri-Lambs are coming up.
Tri-Lambs, yeah. When does Anthony Edwards pop up in this thing? Because that's all
after Omicron, a couple.
Yeah. And the only reason to know that is because you're in fraternities. I don't know if you watched 60 Minutes last night. Oh, it was fantastic. They did a big thing about hazing. And this kid that went state drank a half a gallon of rum.
Yeah.
Croaked out. And they interviewed, I didn't know this, that they have that was real. Remember was it Washington that came down from when he was with the Tri-Lambs? And he came down.
Yeah, Jefferson.
That's right, Jefferson. And he came down to tell everybody here's how the rules are. They have like dudes who can't let go of their fraternity in their 40s and 50s that are still running it. And he was unqualified.
You have your alumni panel.
Whatever he was. This dude's president of the Tau Omega Tau Silly Tau chapter, whatever. No, like the whole nationwide.
He's the president of the fraternity, yeah.
So he's on there with Anderson Cooper, and he's like, you could put up on your website there a little click that says something like, here's the how many kids have died, or here's how many disciplinary actions have been taken against us as a fraternity. And the guy's staring at him, and he goes, we're looking into that. And he goes, we're looking into it. He said, you could just and let the parents know that this particular fraternity is just riddled with hazing incidents and, drinking violations and things like that. So the parents know this is a boozy one, which is all fraternities. If you're a parent who's letting your kid get into a fraternity, you're an idiot for saying, I didn't know. But he's like, we could do that. We could do that. And he goes, but here's the problem. I don't think undergraduates look at websites. And he goes, you don't think kids are looking at the computer websites? He goes, no, I don't really think that they look at websites. And Anderson Cooper just goes, okay. Like this guy, you just hung yourself on TV, you idiot. So, yeah, but this kid dies, and then they're like, hey, we've got strict rules against drinking. He goes, why not have an adult hang around the thing at all times? Why not have a guy? And it's like you're a business, and they're making a ton of money. I didn't realize how much money fraternities made. Making a ton of money. You got to just hire somebody to hang out at all of your schools that you decide to have a chapter. And he said, let an adult. And I'm like, That's a great idea because we'd want to do that job more than a 35-year-old guy who's like, yeah, I get to monitor and tell a bunch of college kids that they can't drink in the house or around the house or anything, or at all, and they can't haze and they can't do anything like that.
Smoking. But I
can't have it. All the rules are in
I come
place.
from the side on this thing on the drinking issue.
Yeah.
I wasn't a drinker, and I joined a fraternity that was heavily into drinking.
Inebriated.
And I didn't have to do, I mean, when it came down to it, if I did that same
That's what the dude
hazing
said.
thing.
He goes, hey, look.
It does come down to the kid. There's pressure, but I never felt, it
just
was
didn't do
crazy.
it.
There was 2 other guys in my pledge class that also weren't drinkers, and they didn't say you're out. If you're not drinking, you're kicked out.
Oh, they became drug addicts.
One died, and the other still alive.
One died of alcohol poisoning, ironically, somehow. But yeah, the guy said, hey, he didn't have to drink it all. He's like, he would have still been probably. And they said, and Anderson's like, you're telling me that right now the kid that agreed to drink half a jug of rum would have like just said, nah, I'm not doing this. And then they'd have still accepted him. And he goes, sure they would have. And then they interviewed one of the guys from when he goes, we would have never accepted. They're not going to have it.
Because
a lot of it is that. They liked you, Brady.
You feel, I understand the pressure side of it, but there's certain things that you're doing, even on the hazing thing. Yeah. Guys couldn't even do that. All right, move on, next.
Right. But they liked you.
You don't kick them out.
If you're one of those kids that's on the bubble that's buying friends.
And I don't know, was this kid
No, he seemed nice. But, he wanted to drink.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're a parent and your kid's pledging a fraternity, he's not doing it for the charitable donations he's going to be part of.
No,
you're doing it for the party.
The clubhouse.
You're doing it for the puss and the weed and the drinking and all that. You're getting involved because you're in a new place.
Got
you don't
some
know
new buddies.
Don't know anybody. And you sign up for a friends club that turns out to be a raucous group of cocaine addicts. And that's exactly what fraternities are. Now, you can choose not to do the cocaine, but you're joining for the party and the fun and you didn't join because you're like, man, the philanthropy.
I joined.
You were 18.
I was 18, and I joined because I was blown away at the rooms in the house.
Yeah, you'd rather stay in a better place.
Like, oh, man, I want to live here.
Better place.
Yeah.
It's better than a dorm.
Yep.
Even though I'm not sure it is because there's like 20 guys in there.
Ours was definitely not every fraternity house is like that.
Yeah.
In fact, some of them are just.
The one at ASU I went to with my friend was a dump. I forget which one. He was a Pike or something. Dump.
Yeah.
And I hated going there. Like, we're having a party. I'm like, I don't like being in their place is gross.
And even when you go back and still it's a nice house, it's still, you're like, man, is that disgusting.
Oh, it's gross. And everything about it.
Because it's on your crew to clean the bathrooms. That's pledges.
And I couldn't share a bathroom with people like that. That would be the worst. But yeah, if and the parents were like, we have to blame someone for this. I'm like, I'm kind of with the douchey dude that likes to run fraternities his entire life. It's like, he could have put the bottle down and said, I don't need friends this bad. Because really all it is you're buying into a friendship group.
Yeah.
Because
there are peer
I can make
pressures.
friends without it. Sure. But it is. I think you're right. You find a place that's got better rooms. It's got in a little bit less dormy gross than
you
dorms.
get the vibe. Okay, some of these guys you like them.
Yeah.
And when you're a pledge, you find out, man, this guy's. Then it comes around when it's active.
Sure.
The hazing thing is, I don't think. I mean, some of it still happens, but not to the degree where it.
No, you guys were beating each other to death. It was like the things you were talking about before and the things you told me you did. Pretty awesome.
Sweats until everyone passes out.
Yeah, you try to make people stop being conscious. That's the goal of hazing. It's like as much unconsciousness as possible. But the douchebag that runs, I just can't get enough of a guy who went to college, joined a frat, whatever he went to college for, went away, and he's like, this is my life, dude. I'm frat forever. I'm going to join up, and I'm going to become president of it, and I'm going to run it.
So is this guy like Vince Vaughn in Old School or something,
a little bit,
or what?
Yeah, he was a little bit that, like, they dressed him up.
fraternity.
They dressed him up as, like, douchebag in a suit, and he had, and he tried to say and do all the right things, but it was just funny because it's like, the kid didn't have to drink. It's like, come on. It's a fraternity. You guys probably shouldn't have the hazing thing.
Yeah.
We don't. All the rules are we don't do any of this to cover their ass, and then
we don't want to see it.
we don't know anything
Basically,
about it. All we're there for,
Out of sight, out of mind.
all we're there for is a group of people to meet and to do charitable functions in the community. That was all he kept saying. It's like all we do. The fraternity is only designed to raise money for the community, the school, and then to do things for philanthropy. Like that's what that
and
is.
Brotherhood.
You think that's what people think fraternities are? That is what we are. Look at the bylaws. Okay, you can write it down all you want. That's not what they do. 18-year-old kids are not philanthropic. That's why Greta Thunberg is so unique. It's because she's different than all the other ones. Everybody else just with half a heart on, walking around with a bottle of Jack in their hands.
You hope you survive the 3 years with nowadays in the fraternities without getting canceled.
Yep.
And then you move on to some amazing business connections.
That's right. And then you have that going for the rest of your life. I choose to just make friends without having to pay for it or drink an entire bottle of vodka to do it, which is just my choice. But if I had done it your way, I couldn't have done dorms and I couldn't have done a frat because living with that many people is just not it. That's why this weekend was so great. All by myself for an entire week. I'm telling you, man, that hermit lifestyle is for me. That is great. I don't know that I left the house like twice. I went Trip came back and he was a hermit.
Yeah.
And he told me how awesome his life's going now that he's a hermit too. And he goes, you got something here with this whole doing nothing and staying at home all day. And I'm like, I told you, it's brilliant. And he goes, and then what do? We end up going to dinner together instead. And we hermit out together to talk about how great it is to not be around people. Oh, it was amazing. And I had my turkey sub from Potbelly. I bought it Wednesday night, loaded it up Thursday morning for Thanksgiving, put it in the microwave at 9:30 a.m., ate my 6-inch sub, had a pickle, because the pickles are an essential with Potbelly, and then had a nap through most of that Lions and Bears game.
Well, that was worth sleeping through.
Oof, man, that was rough. And then woke up for the Cowboys and Raiders. I had a little leftovers because I had microwavable mac and cheese in a cup. Killed that. No cleanup. The day was perfect. Nobody argued. Nobody fought. Nobody was there. You get any fights in your...
No fights. No fights.
Lack of comfort?
It was good. It was good. We had... What did we wind up with? I think like 10.
You had orphans.
We had 10 or something, yeah.
Yeah.
And Man Goop came over.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you have no leftovers.
Had to have been a fight.
He ate everything.
It's in my front yard.
He brought his liberal connection brain to your party?
Oh, no, just him. Just he.
But I'm just saying, that's all he needs.
Yeah.
Because he's crazy, socialist.
Oh, yeah. He's a Bernie guy. No, Medea threw the gauntlet down right as everybody walked in. No politics,
Genius.
no COVID talk. Period.
With a cleaver in her hand.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. And nobody
No,
screwed
not
it
at
up.
all, not at all.
Nice.
But he apparently was over drinking at his parents' house beforehand, then came to our house and was drinking. He came over with a bunch of bottles of wine, great, so he starts drinking the wine, and he starts drinking bourbon. Then he did a shot of Sambuca.
Oh, mixing.
Then a shot of Malort. And then I can't remember what he had after that. So literally the next day I'm out taking the trash out, and I'm by the house. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Oh,
man.
What is that? 4 different spots a dude threw up on.
All over your sidewalk, and he didn't clean it up?
In the rocks.
Oh,
So.
man, Goop. Oh.
And then the best part about the whole thing was he doesn't remember how screwed up his shirt was and everything. And he went to one of those bars that are open on Thanksgiving and was trying to pick up on some chick with
He kept going?
with the pasta sauce and the puke all over his shirt.
What bar is open on Thanksgiving that takes a guy who's already puked to rally?
I don't know. Well, he's tried at September's over there on Arizona.
Let's just say they're getting married next week.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Man Goop is definitely
of course
in
he
love.
would be, yeah.
He's in love with her. Any barfly that's alone on Thanksgiving at, September's is definitely in his wheelhouse.
Dude, she loves my puke.
And I was covered in puke, and she still was nice to me. It's meant to be, bro.
Yeah, and then he got home and he had no idea, and everybody, dude, you went out dressed like that? And he's like, yeah, what do you mean? Go look. He hadn't looked at his shirt since he put it on the chair the day before, so he lifted it up, and it was a white shirt too.
Oh,
so it was
gross.
Just
covered in
purple puke, and just because he was drinking red wine.
Man Goop, I'd have made his ass come back and hose out my rocks.
I'm about to.
That's disgusting. You're gonna have feral cats all over your yard now because of him.
So that was the excitement of our house.
Well, that's pretty good. There was none of that at my place.
You're lucky.
That was great.
And then, of course, the whole time I'm thinking, man, John had the right idea.
I did.
This sucks.
Man, it was awesome. There's nothing better. I'm going to do Thanksgiving. And everybody that thought it was sad, I got so many calls from people who are like, are you sure you're all right? I'm like, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm loving every second of this. We're going to drop off some food. I don't want any food. I'm down under 190 after Thanksgiving weekend. I dropped 4.5 pounds just for fun. It was great.
That's good.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I had none of that garbage piling in. Not a big fan of the superfood piles anyway on Thanksgiving. It's okay. I like turkey. But yeah, friends, my mom, are you all right? My dad who texts me from Texas. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? And I'm like, absolutely nothing. I'll take a picture of it in a second. Just a pair of socks. I'm like, it's me and the dogs, and that's it. And, well, are you not going to have any of the food? Nope. Is everything okay? Everything's fine. How come people can't let other people just do alone? Oh, I looked forward to it. It was the greatest. Megan's
it's
off
the first
doing,
time for everything, more or less.
Yeah, she's doing
That's
her family
why.
stuff, and I think I've done Thanksgiving by myself before. I love it.
I know I have when I moved out here necessarily, but there were a lot of the times that I didn't go home. It was the misfit Thanksgiving. I've done that numerous times.
Never go to somebody else's house as my lonely self. I'd rather be prideful and by myself than sad and in a group, because then it is pathetic. Then it does look, I wish I had somewhere to go. So, like the orphans. You had all those orphans that don't have family that cares about them at all. But they're dying to do Thanksgiving, just no one will take them.
And they were there.
So strangers show up at your house? No thanks. Who's this guy?
My roommate.
No one has anybody. He's got no one. That's creepy.
Now I look back at the roommate at the time was kind of like the adoptive family.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't going back, I was with her family.
Oh, your girl.
Thanksgiving with the Curtis family.
Yeah,
and, that
the whole thing was like
Crichton's.
you look like the gay.
Yep.
Yeah, you look like you're the girl roommates. She drag you around. It's like
Grace.
Constantly reminding everybody that's platonic. Don't worry about it. I haven't lost my mind. It's not mine. Is this your new boyfriend, Jill? No, God, no. I want a full-grown man.
Don't worry about leftovers. We'll finish them.
He's the vacuum. Trust me. Just why doesn't he sit at the table? He waits till we're all done, and then he finishes his.
Hey, this kid's table is great.
He's Wally. He'll come in and finish up. He's going to suck it all down when we're done. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I don't think I could ever be like, John had nowhere to go this year, so we brought him in. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I'll just sit in a corner and eat my sub. Oh, it was phenomenal. It's great. Yeah, my dad texted me like 3 times. You know I love you. Settle down. I'm fine. This was by design. I could have flown off to, Nightmare in Los Angeles. Didn't want to.
Yeah.
Could have done any of that stuff. It's like, you know what? I choose to let you work with your family. I'm going to sit this one out. My mom's texting me, what did you guys do? We just had dinner. If you want, I'll bring you some stuffing. And I'm like, I'm not. No, thank you. Are you okay? It's weird how people react, though, to being by yourself. Tripp and I were talking about that. You tell them, I'm solo for Thanksgiving. I'm great. Is everything all right? No, I'm going to probably open a vein in a tub. Why can't I just sit? Why do you guys hate yourselves so much that being alone seems so scary?
Because that's the family gathering day.
and everybody's got, they got man goop thrown up in your yard. And I'm like, no, thanks. That's the kind of stuff that makes you just exhale the next day. I go, and by the way, you were probably cleaning up to find the puke. The whole day, the next day is mopping up after everybody else's garbage, and then you find a pile of puke in your yard.
Luckily, it was outside because I'd have really beat his ass. But I'm just like, it's just crazy. I'm like, what is that? And I look, and it's in like 4 different spots. I'm like, really? You couldn't just do it in one spot, for Christ's sake?
And you couldn't have done it in a neighbor's yard?
He said he was trying to get over to the neighbor's yard and couldn't make it. That's because he had the same thing.
He had enough left in him to go to a bar.
I know.
That's amazing. I'm impressed with
Puke
that.
and rally.
Puke and rally, yep.
That is
exactly
amazing. Well, good on him. Now, don't get too close to it or you'll end up with
Omicron.
How many houses did you make it to, Brady?
Yeah, I was. You stayed. See, now I feel like I'm responsible
the
for
family got together for dinner for 45 minutes, and then it was. I might as well been solo.
They just went into the bitch barn and locked you out.
Kirby did her thing.
Where'd she go?
To her room.
Oh, just
gaming
shuts the door.
And yep, and with her friends, and then Ronnie's watching the Macy's Day Parade or whatever that has to do. And
how early did you eat?
We ate at.
I thought I was killing it at 9:30 in the morning with my
probably
sub.
2:00.
Oh, the Macy's Day Parade was well over by then. She tape it?
Oh, there's repeats.
Oh God!
And she found one in Philadelphia. Some News 6 team was hosting that, and it was the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Parade.
Oh, she's on that Apple Fly thing or whatever.
Yeah,
so you can dig around
so.
on other things.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because nothing better than a parade live. Quite like a parade on television.
No,
I don't get parades. They baffle me. I've never understood why people would stand and watch cars go by like slow traffic. Like, We're in it every day.
And then they stop in the main courtyard to do their performance and then move on. A lot of musicals.
Yeah, the lip-synced performance, and then it's weird. I don't get it. Like Macy, that parade seems to make sense because they have the floats.
68 floats.
Yeah, they're massive, too. Like things you can't see them anywhere.
And then the training school you have to go to
hold them.
Yep.
And the Rose Bowl parade is interesting because those are all handmade. But I went to, when I lived in Pasadena, a storage place that had like 5 of them. It was August.
And they're
building on it.
Right?
They start like it's like a month after, like 1 month from New Year's Day in February. They start building those floats or coming up with the plans and stuff. And then I guess they physically start building them a couple months later. But in August, they had this thing built up. They don't have the flowers on it yet, but you can see the designs up.
And that's the
crazy.
That's the only one, correct? That
does all live flowers.
No, I thought the Rose Bowl was the only one that is live flowers.
That's it. Yeah, that's the only one. Yeah, they're the only ones that the whole thing. I don't know. What do I know? Parades.
Yeah,
they have all the floats are made of flowers,
organic material.
It's crazy.
For sure.
There's just tons of them. It's nuts. But yeah, it was in August, and I went to this warehouse, and they were building some of the floats. And I'm like, already? And they're like, oh, this is an all-year deal. I'm like, wow. Just to go down Colorado Boulevard and have people go, oh, yeah.
For that 2 hours.
That's nice. We're going to have the stars of HGTV's hometown on ours. Like, so what? Who's clamoring for that to drive by at 3 miles an hour? That's a girl from hometown. She's fixing up Mississippi. Wow, I'd rather be alone. It was just a jerk party. I don't even know there's probably less DNA in your yard than there is all over my towels. I mean, it was all over the whole weekend. Just every room in the house, pants down, didn't care. It was great. Highly recommend taking a year off from all the people to try.
I didn't the whole weekend. I had a little gathering on Saturday. That was a rough gathering.
Yeah, you had your Ohio State thing. See, I had people over yesterday.
And that was probably the most cleanup of anything.
My Steelers fans came over to watch the debacle. It's the wheels fell off. I knew this season was going to suck, but it's going to get worse. I don't see a win left on the schedule for the Steelers, and that's fine by me. But
does it make you more upset, or it doesn't, like at Roethlisberger for staying?
Oh, I've been mad the whole year.
Yeah,
I was mad. Well, he cost him a fortune if he left, so him staying actually saved them money.
Yeah,
so they're
just had to do it.
Good friend. I've been telling people, like, I got a couple Bengal people texting me going, well, yeah, you kicked our ass. Great job. Here's what you don't have. Like the Browns last night were proof of it. The Browns are an organization that just had a 3-year window to win something. They're done. They can't win big games. Baker Mayfield won't get paid. They've got 3 or 4 other guys to pay. So bad. Bears,
because this coming year is the payday.
The Bills are due now. The check collectors there saying, hey, you got to pay some of these guys. Baker's gone. You got to start over at quarterback.
Clowney.
So bad franchises have 2 or 3 year spikes every 10 or 12 years. Good franchises have a bad season or 2 every 10 or 12 years. You'll see.
They're called rebuilding.
Right, but they're constantly rebuilding. When the Steelers have their downtime, they'll be back. They're a good franchise. They've proven that. The Patriots are another one. The Packers are another one. The Browns, we'll see. I don't think they're back. The Bengals, I think they've done it the right way. Can they afford it? They've got a lot of bills to pay in 3 years. They're going to have to pay all their rookie contracts. So bad franchises get locked into these young players that hit, and you're like, you've got a 3-year window to pay all these guys, and then you're done. So if you don't nail this right now, although I think Joe Burrow's better than, like, you got a franchise quarterback there. That kid's going to be pretty good. It's just a joke to sit. And so good for you. You're going to have your spike. If you can maintain it, good for you.
The Browns made Lamar look amazing last night. It was like...
Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
He had 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
There's 5 turnovers in the first half.
All they did was praise Lamar Jackson. Yeah. I'm like, any other quarterback is getting killed for this. He was horrible. Just horrible. Couldn't hit a pass. He's just one of the best in the league. I mean, he's a Rubik's Cube trying to figure him out. Jadeveon Clowney, 8 pressures, and they were making fun of him. He just can't catch him. I mean, he caused 3 interceptions with pressure. A lot of times pressure is more important than a sack. Well, and then when he scrambles, they're like, well, he's just maddening. And he was under pressure.
It makes those interceptions go away.
That Ravens
one of his
team,
magical scrambles.
That Ravens team is just so overhyped. That whole division is not very. I think the Bengals are the best team in the division.
And that's kind of what I was saying. I mean, the Browns looked so bad.
Oh yeah,
that they looked amazing.
Yeah,
the Ravens looked amazing, and
the Ravens are not that good. Their defense looked incredible. The Browns are done. And the Ravens are overhyped. I think the Bengals win that division going away soon if they can keep it together.
Yeah.
And Cliff Kingsbury's going to coach Oklahoma, which I think is even crazier that came out this weekend. That
the rumor
is that he'll probably go back. And why wouldn't he? He's good looking. He's young. Get him on a college campus. Let
recruit.
him let fly with that stupid offense of his that doesn't work in the NFL without Kyler Murray. And
he's leaving on a basically saying, well, he didn't get kicked out of the NFL.
And he's good.
He built a team.
But then he can become Nick Saban in Oklahoma.
Yeah, because people are like, this guy can take you to the next level.
The recruiting would be amazing. Yep. I think it's the best move for him. And I think Cliff is in a good spot here.
You see what those guys are signing now? The coaches are making 12 and 15
like 12
a year.
years. They're like, here, you're here forever. And then it's guaranteed. So even if we fire you, get money forever. Yeah, I don't think that's too big a rumor. I think that could actually be a real thing. Anyway, football weekend. It was pretty good. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Now we're into Cyber Monday. And
which is the big boy. I guess the Black Friday was down.
On
only $8.9 billion this year. It was $9 billion last year.
It's tough. I hope they can make it.
But they're saying because people are tooling up for the Monday.
They said the stores were full compared to years past.
I went out.
And the internet stuff. You went out? You went into the mall?
Well, what Kirby wants. Kirby wanted to go out and get something. Mall? So Ronnie was working that day. So we went to the Chandler Mall. I hadn't. Holy crap!
On Black Friday, what did Kirby want?
She was looking a gift for
steak,
both mom and dad.
Oh,
and no, it wasn't a food deal. And she was looking for something for herself too.
She's going to buy herself a little something.
Yeah, but it was like an amusement park.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Some of the stores you had lines out there, and you had to wait 10 or 15 minutes just to get into the store.
Oh, what kind of income has Kirby got there? She's doing Ronnie up something and maybe a little something for herself. Or are you footing the bill for all of it?
Well, she's, her allowance and stuff, or basically her.
What's her salary?
It's his credit card. He's basically what he's saying right now is what Kirby wants.
No, she had a little over. She's got $300 to
from
spend
what?
From chores.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kicking in, man. $300. What'd she get paid?
How much is allowance nowadays?
Yeah.
She's getting. She'll get $20 a week if she does her chores.
That's just crazy.
$20.
That's heavy. Does she do them?
It's $20 a month. Sorry.
I was going to say, you of all people throwing down $80 a month.
Every now and then, if I throw that, hey, you do this, I'll give you another $5.
What's her main chores?
Poop, dog poop, and mine.
Yeah, she's got to clean up after Daddy. Got to wipe Daddy.
Wipies.
Get used to it because she's only a few years away.
I know.
After the stroke, she's going to need to.
And she's, and that's. She also unloads the dishwasher.
Basics.
She's doing some laundry right now.
Yeah, it's failure. Don't let that happen. Although it's good woman training.
It is. That's what I.
Yeah, it's great to do. It's very smart to do, but it's. You got two of them in the house. Your laundry's never not done, but kids doing laundry.
Starting to do a little, cleaning.
Between her skitters, because she's a teenage girl and she's got them, and yours, your washer is more poop than it is laundry.
Mostly doing, hers, which is good.
That's great. Keep her on that.
But Black Friday shopping, no way.
No.
I'd have paid the extra. Just give her the extra money and take her on.
Why don't you just drop her off at the mall?
Yeah.
I almost did.
That's actually a good idea.
I was going to leave early, and she says, all right, I'll just one last stop, and I'll go with you. Because Ronnie had to work until 6, and she's like, you can stay until Ronnie's done.
Or just
I gotta get out.
Uber back. Yeah, just
it was almost 2 hours.
I now realize why my parents used to just drop me off at the mall. Why did they want to hoof around with me?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yuck. No thanks. Well, congratulations. My day was a lot better on Friday as well.
I had tears because it was just amazing to see a food court, a 90s special, actually conducting commerce.
Isn't it great? It was nostalgic.
It's the only day of the year.
Makes you feel nostalgic.
This is great.
Look at that. The
now
steak escape is packed.
Yes, people.
Gotta love it. Everybody's lazy and trying to drag back in on this day. But, just a few days away. This is going to be a busy week. We've got our beer party Wednesday. We've got the comedy show on Friday. It's all good. So we're going to keep you busy up until the Christmas, which is right around the corner now, if you can believe it. 80 degrees, so you can't beat that. Give us a wake-up song. Let's get started together. 585-9800. We'll yell and scream as best we can as we start closing it out. It's almost December. It's 98 KUPD. Wake up!
Arizona's most powerful rock radio station. 98
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.